Hi, I'm Peter. I'm an energetic healer, and in these videos, I share the insights and experiences I've gathered over many years of working with souls, energies, and trauma. Let's talk about what happens to your throat chakra when you live next to a narcissist. There is a point in your body where the soul wants to speak. That point is the throat chakra. But when you live with a narcissist, this center starts to collapse. And it's not just about silence anymore, it turns into suffocation. The throat chakra is not only the center of speaking. It is the center where the soul tries to express its truth. Not its opinion. Its truth. But next to a narcissist, this truth becomes invalidated. The narcissistic person doesn't want to hear, and won't let others hear what you say. Their energetic field is dominant, loud, sharp, draining, and constantly pulls the focus back to themselves. To your throat chakra, this feels like a repeating alarm going off nearby. At first, it irritates you. Then, you adapt to it. Eventually, you forget what silence even feels like. Level 1. Energetic distortion. The throat chakra is not a physical organ, it's a resonance-based center. If you constantly live in an environment where nothing you say matters, its vibration becomes unstable. It loses its function. You start holding things inside. What you would say, you suppress. What you do say, you feel ashamed of. And what others say to you, you accept without question, even if it hurts. This is the collapse of self-expression. And this is when fear begins to settle in your throat. Level 2. Closure and dying out. At this point, the throat chakra shuts down. Like a temple that closes its gates. Because everything that once entered was desecrated. This is not a metaphor. This is a very real spiritual process. The soul no longer tries to speak. It just listens and waits silently. And at this stage, you begin to lose the voice of your identity, the voice of your self-protection, the voice of your creativity, and the voice of your divine connection. Level 3. Distorted voice and physical symptoms. Eventually, the question is no longer, do you speak? But when you speak, is it still you? Your throat chakra starts functioning through mimicry. You speak nicely to avoid conflict. You overthink your words. You become quieter. And slowly, you begin to distance yourself from yourself. On a physical level, this can show up as tightness in the throat, difficulty swallowing, chronic hoarseness, or even thyroid issues. But the most dangerous part is this. Every unsaid word energetically flows back into you, and settles like spiritual mud, pulling you down and slowly suffocating your soul. So what happens to the soul? The throat chakra is the vocal cord of the soul. When it goes silent, the soul also goes silent. But not in a sacred way. This is not the silence of peace. This is the silence of survival. The waiting room of inner death. But the soul never gives up. The throat chakra waits for that one word. The one word spoken from the heart. And when you say it truly, fully, the flow returns. The throat chakra opens again. And the soul begins to sing again. This is what happens to your throat chakra when you live next to a narcissist. It's not just the death of self-expression. It's the silencing of the living being inside your voice. But there is always a way back.